Alright, and we're back. Continuing right where I left off, just because I want to play more of this game. I like recording these. I think today is finally going to be the Carlos episode. I say today. I mean, it's still the same day. But yeah. Ooh, what's going on here? I guess it's a new day and I didn't bother. I guess they rotate them out. That's pretty cool. Except for Koromon, who's never to be seen again. So yeah, I'm going to fight some stuff. Like that. Hopefully gets... Oh, you know what I gotta do? It's always another fucking thing. This is my only complaint with these games, is that... And it's not even a complaint, it's just a part of playing these games, is that... It's always like, okay, I can't wait to go do that thing. It's like, oh shit, I gotta do this other thing first. That's just gaming in general. Deposit items. Okay. Don't need moldy meat, thank you. Digi-Trout... Or Digi-Anchovy I'm probably gonna sell. Ice Mushroom, I don't know what I need you for, but I'm gonna... toss you in there. Energy Lemon, same deal. I didn't realize these items were in this game. I knew they were in next order, but I didn't know they weren't original. Bandage DX, okay, if I got that, I don't need regular bandage. High speed plugin, universal plugin. High speed plugin I'll keep, but I'm gonna go sell it. Stringy grass, we'll keep that for now. No, we'll put it away. Green mushroom, I'm gonna sell. Alright, so that's in there. What are we gonna retrieve? It's already sorted, so that's good. Digimon that eat will become more disciplined. Contains ingredients that are healthy for Digimon. Good. Quick fruit. Use Digimon speed slightly. Gotcha. Yeah, let's take these. I'm gonna sell that shit, and then the rest is okay, I guess. I don't know what to do with moldy meat. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but for now I'm just sort of like, okay, it exists. Nope, that's not right. So yeah, let's talk about Carlos. So I met Carlos when him and I were in first grade, and we were both 6 years old. Actually, Carlos would have been... No, I met him when I was... I'm trying to get the age right here. I think I was 5 turning 6. Carlos was already 6 because Carlos was born in July. Little known fact. And we had another friend, Rob. Basically, Carlos and I's origin story is a lot like a fucking anime, villain origin story. And at first when I say that, you're like, Nick, that sounds ridiculous. When I keep telling you how this sounds, you'll understand what I mean. So yeah, we met in first grade, and it was Carlos, me, and there was another friend of ours named Robbie. And Robbie was a lot of fun. But, so the reason we didn't see Robbie is because when I was younger, so okay, let me go this way. Carlos and I became friends in first grade. We were friends with another kid named Robbie. We had a grand old time. I remember on the playground, where I spent most of my days, Carlos and I would play with the Digivices. That's how we bonded, was over Digimon, and he will never admit that, but that's how we met. And we both had those D-Walkers. It was when season 2 had come out. Oh my god, we're so old. So this must have been the year 2000, or year 1999 or close to it. I remember I went through a bunch of them because I didn't know you could change the batteries in them. So every time one of mine died, I would just and they would die, I would just get a different one. And if you've never seen these, they're an amazing piece of technology. It was basically a pedometer, but every 1,000 steps or so. What is these lights over here? But every so often you'd run into either an item or another Digimon, and after a certain amount of experience, your Digimon would level up. I'm sorry, there was no levels. Your Digimon would just Digivolve, and honestly, it was pretty fucking dope, the dopest. And oh my god, why do you eat so much? I don't have any more mushrooms. It was really, so it was a lot of fun, and I remember at the time it was the season 2 Digivices, so there were the colorful ones. I think I went through every goddamn color. But so you'd get Vmon, and then sometimes you get Armor Digivolution, sometimes they Digivolve more than that, and it was a lot of fun. And you could battle with them and stuff. It's basically, if you've ever seen the online mode in Next Order, where you do those fights, it's exactly like that. Where, you know, you've got like a certain amount of attacks and stuff like that against each other. That's one of my favorite parts of Next Order, not because it's a fun game mechanic. It's cool that you can get so many cool like rewards from that, but that's not why I like it. I like it because it is a shot-for-shot goddamn remake of those games, and it's amazing. What was I going to say, though? So, Carlos and I would play with those. When we got to 2nd grade, we weren't in the same class anymore, and I remember not seeing him very much, because this was before... Oh my god, I'm so old. This was before... I'm so old. This was before cell phones, so if you wanted to contact someone, you had to call them on a home phone, and kids today don't know the goddamn struggle of calling someone on the home phone, hoping their goddamn parents don't answer. And if they do, you have to be like, can I talk to her, please? Wow, what's that? Oh, what's that? Oh, you. Why'd you fish me out of here? Excellent. Shut up. How dare you do such a terrible thing? Ah, this makes me so mad. Really cheese my biscuits. I don't think that's what Australian people say. Bring it on. Wow, I'm gonna kick the shit out of Digimon. Like how Digimon, which is supposed to be this giant, like, sea beast, just, like, isn't even as tall as Bancholeomon. Ew, I never guessed it, but you're pretty strong. There's a guy like you out there. Does that mean the city's calmed down? I wonder if I should go back and check things out. If fate wills it, we shall meet again. In the city. Well then, I'll be going. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like my Australian accent has gotten better, and I feel like people need to acknowledge this. Okay. Maybe we can find worse Digimon. I don't think there's anyone else here. I don't know what other moves I can learn here either, because I don't know if there's much of a point of me being here. Are you here? I know I could fish, but I don't want to. Okay, we got Pico Devimon already. What area? Oh, there you are. Phew, what are you doing here? Our fight really brought me back to my senses, so I guess it's a good thing I lost. I want to go back to the city, but I didn't have the strength. Are you alright? Alright? No, not really. I need something to eat. Could you bring me some fish? You got it. Oh, that's great. Thank you, young one. Please, before my strength gives out, please bring me some fish. Remember I just said I don't want to fish? I remember when the game was like... Literally laughed in my face. Please choose your bait. Let's do a Digimushroom. Ooh, look at that. It's a good looking fish. First Digi Goldfish. You don't have any more Digimushroom. Change baits. Energy Lemon. If I remember correctly, you need to give this motherfucker a bunch of fish. Or like a specific fish, I don't remember exactly. It's your first Digitrout. Oh, time is passing by. Okay, so I can't do too much of this. Let's fish with the Digi Goldfish. I'm an idiot. It's only 5 minutes. I guess that could be worse. What's that? You're asking why I don't use the accent when talking to War Digimon, even though I use it for Digimon? How about you shut the fuck up and you don't ask me why I do the things I do? How about that, huh? How about you get the fuck out of my face? We got Black Digitrout. Probably should stop using my hard-earned food. Oh my god, it's a Guillemon lure. I just noticed that. I wonder if that changes things, or if it's just like a once every so often thing. Okay, surely these will feed him. Okay. Also, that means that I'm going to feed Bancholeomon a giant meat that was already in the fish. Like right now, we give you Digitrout? Yes. And over 3 Digitrout. Oh my god. Doesn't stop. Yeah, take that too. So a little more. You motherfucker. You're right next to here. You could just like swim down there and eat them yourself. Also bothers me how different his head size is compared to Digimon. Continue without bait. I'm going to catch a couple small fries to catch big fries. So yeah, Carlos and I, and then, so now we're in 2nd grade. Carlos and I are in different classes. And we really don't see each other that much. Somehow, at some point, either because I called him on the phone, I know, it's crazy talk. Either because I called him on the phone, or because we like passed each other in the hallway or something, or we managed to have recess at the same time. I was like, hey, we should hang out. And he was like, sure. And when I was in school with him, I'd only been to Carlos's house once. And fish doesn't really have a lot of fat, but it seemed to have worked. I feel a lot better. I'll return back to the city. Oh, right, I'll teach you a technique of mine. Oh, sweet. Use this, you may be able to use my technique. I'm sure you'll be able to use it to do in battle. See you then. Suppose we'll meet in the city. That wasn't too bad. Is this to a new area? Where's this go? Oh, it's back to the forest, I think. Alright, well, there's like 17 bathrooms here, so you're in luck. So, we go to hang out. I don't remember how this was orchestrated, because this may be a shock to you. It was a long time ago. But I remember it vividly. I don't remember how it happened, I just remember that it happened, which is the basis of my friendship with Carlos. A lot of grudge holding. So we ended up walking home from school, because he lived really near the school we were at. This motherfucker has been in the same house his entire life. Meanwhile, I've moved like 7 times. I'm not bitter. It's fine. It's fun. No, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Honestly, it's fine. Get away from me. No, but so we're walking home, and it's pouring rain. I mean, absolutely pouring. And I think we're walking home with his sister, and she was also bringing a friend home. His sister is a year older than us. And eventually we get close to them, and his mom like had just gotten home from work or something, and like picked us up like a couple feet from his house. But it was still like to get out of and I mean pouring rain. I got ticked off. I got ticked off for suddenly being reeled in. Please forgive me. I've enclosed an item as an apology. I'm sorry. I've enclosed an item as an apology. Might be useful on your adventure. Digi-Arowana. I could have given that to Digimon, damn it. I've ended up imposing on you twice now. Are you making good use of the skill I taught you? I've noticed this after I got home, but I found an unfamiliar accessory in my shirt pocket. I don't have use for it. Take it instead. Take care now. Shirt pocket, huh? Shirt pocket. Graduate cap. What? Why? Alright, whatever. So yeah, we're walking home in the pouring rain. We get to his house, and I remember this is where the part got weird. His mom asked me to take my pants off. I had to wait for a long time, but I'm finally reunited with my friend. I'm sorry, I kind of forgot about our promise. Well, let's start the exploring the cave then. I believe you have to go talk to him. You talked to Growlmon earlier, and he'll be like, yeah, I'm waiting for my friend. And Tsukaimon obviously has told us he doesn't remember stuff. I think that triggers once you have 15 prosperity. So you came, Nick. Let's get right to business then. First, there's something I would like to test if you will. Sure. Memorial cell in this cave has ceased functioning. It is likely that, as with the others, garbage data is drifted to this place. To collecting, I would like to have a match. Garbage data is key to our return to reality. Sure. Memorial cell. Wait. What test? In order to return to reality, it is necessary that the garbage data be recovered. We need your Digivice to decrypt the data. I do not care for the situation. I decided my own fate. And so, there's something I would like to test. There must be a reason why you are special. Let's proceed with collecting the garbage data from this cave, as we have done before. After that, I should be able to figure out how to return to my reality on my own. So, shall we get started then? There's many a hot-blooded Digimon here. I don't want you to go down before you've had a match with me, so do be careful. Such an edgelord. Okay. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Garumon's over here, and then I remembered, yep, there he is. Oh, I have to do this fucking minigame? Are you kidding me? Oh, it's Gurumon. My mistake. The two most different Digimon in the entirety of Digimon, which is Garurumon and Gurumon. Hey, do you know anything about explosives? For some reason, there's a lot of bombs lying around here. Apparently, humans use them for mining. These things are dangerous. They shouldn't be here. Do you have any advice for what to do? Use them for training. You haven't put much thought into this, have you? These bombs are way more powerful than the ones down in the city gym. Do you still want to use them to train? I'll do it. See, well, I guess I can't stop you, so let's see if you can do it. I'm really bad at this minigame. Idiot. Really, you just can't rely on anyone. We'll have to change your mind and stop by again. I'm gonna go ahead and not waste every bit of my time here. So I'm gonna save ahead of time. I'm not gonna reload it every time, but... Oh shit, you know what I can do? Fucking, we're on PSP. But we're in an emulator. I can make this super easy for myself. Buh. Use them for training. I hate myself. Oh boy. Okay, well, that didn't work because I held the speed down button. Welcome to the next 17 minutes of this gameplay. Come on. Here we go. I'm ready. This is the one. How many do I have to dodge? Oh, I meant to hit left. I was so close that time. I felt it. I almost did it. You may be asking why I didn't save state right before I did the training, because just in case I get frustrated with this, I want an out. I want to not have to do it. Hey! Oh god! That was almost bad. My speed went up by 18. You guys did it. I was nervous just watching you, same. In that case, I guess it's alright to leave you to it. Be careful handling those bombs. I'm going back to the city. Garurumon has returned. What, are you sleepy? Hungry? What do you want? So yeah, Carlos' mom told me to take my pants off. Never told anyone about this before, so it feels good to finally get it off my chest. So she could put them in the dryer. I know that may have been a terrible point to lead off on. There must be like at least one person there who's like, how the fuck has he not gone back to this yet? I'm sorry. It was half intentional, half just sort of like, I got caught up in it. Some people probably thought I was kidding. No, legitimately, I took my pants off the first time I went over Carlos' house. Heard Sukaimon. See the guy who woke up Sukaimon when he was sleeping on the bus. I'm sorry, my friend imposed any time like that. He could fall asleep anywhere, but that laid back attitude can be a lifesaver. I'm closed. So did he just join the city now? Or are they just exploring now? I don't know what's going on there. Hey, do you know fighting moves? I could use a few. You're sleepy now? Of course you are. Okay, so I remember there's a few parts to this place. Might take a while to explore. So yeah, I get over, and because it was raining so much, for whatever reason, she was like, oh, fuck. Damn. I really wanted to go further in that cave. Oh, your partner's reached the end of his lifespan. Digimon's core was transported here when it passed away. To continue, yeah, I know. Register to a Digimemory. Okay. That sucks, especially since I didn't save the updated version of him. I have the save state. Yeah, I'm gonna do that actually. That seems like a better idea. Okay. This is mildly cheating, but also meh. They should really save like an updated version of the Digimon. I want to make sure I have the best version of him, that's why. Watch me not be able to do this now. That went fairly well. Okay, get back to the city. You're probably hungry. I'm not going to bother feeding you if you're just going to die. I know that sounds awful, but let's be real here. Should I go over and just do the Memorial Stella thing right now? No, I'll come back. Shouldn't take that long to get Digimon again. The other debate is, do I do the advanced training or just go to the gym? Probably just go to the gym. Advanced training is very risky. It takes too much time. Okay, let's see here. What am I doing? Items. So getting a, that's my last autopilot. You've got mail. That's Growlmon. Let's register you quickly. No, I don't want to summon data, thank you. Okay. There might not be that much of a difference. Yeah, it's some slight differences here and there. But it's more than nothing. And again, I'd just really rather have my best foot forward here. Okay. Probably gonna want to go to sleep soon. When he goes to sleep, he's gonna wake up dead, which is depressing. All right, I'm just gonna let it happen. So yeah, what was I gonna say? So yeah, I think she had me wear his dad's pants because Carlos is skinny and I was not even back then. I was much skinnier then in elementary school, but still. I was also bigger, like just taller. So I wore like these like tan khakis while I waited for my pants to dry, which is very odd. Alright, I'm just gonna go through here, not looking. And actually, do I want to try and go for a specific Digimon? Who mixes with... Oh, it's Darkdramon, so that's easy enough to do. I'll probably be able to get Chaosmon. Assuming I can get the stats for it. But I'd like to get Darkdramon naturally. Let me just see who can turn into Darkdramon. And then dependent on that, we'll see. This is Ultimate to Mega. I think this is the best way to look at it. That doesn't seem right. Oh, okay. Darkdramon. Oh, I'm reading it wrong. Hold on. So Megadramon and Wargroundmon can become Darkdramon. Let's look at Megadramon. Let's see how easy he is to get. He is not listed here. It says Digivolves into, but not Digivolves from, which is frustrating. The guide works. It's just, it's not even. How do I put it? I think it's just missing a few things, and it would be great. Megadramon can be gotten from Airdramon, Birdramon, Greymon, and Seedramon. So I think my go-to should try and go for Greymon again. I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of that, especially when I go for Victory Greymon. And I don't think I have Zeed Greymon or Victory Greymon unlocked right from the start. Let me double check though. Last page. I can also get Omegamon in this game, but I want to try going for Chaosmon since I've already got Banjo-Leomon. So to get Zeed Garurumon, he has to reincarnate from a Metal Garurumon and then meet the requirements when he's a Were-Garurumon. Which is the whole thing. I'm trying to remember if I need to unlock him first. No. You can get those two right off the bat, technically. Oh no, I can't, because I need to unlock it from Matt first. Shit. But it's possible. So I don't know. It's kind of relying a lot on Matt. I'd rather just go for Chaosmon first, I think. So if we can get a Darkdramon, which there is a Digivolution item for Darkdramon, but I want to get him naturally. If we can do it that way, I'd be happy with it. So let's go for Megadramon, I think. Yeah, right? No. Yes. We'll see. No. Hold on. Which Digegg will inherit the power? We got the power. We got the power. We always fight to win. Alright, well. Welcome back, Rex. Third generation Rex. And I got mail again. Mail. Bomb training. Hey, sure amazing. You can find it. Okay, thanks for telling me I can keep training there if I want to. And you gave me a card. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use some chips just to speed up this process. I got nothing to prove. So we only have, I think it's only 3 of each chip. But I'm still gonna do that. Oh, I have a Digivolution item for Metal Gurumon too. That makes this easier. Okay. Let's use... We got a speed chip already. Getting more speed chips would kind of... I don't know, that might get me a certain kind of Digimon. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to let them Digivolve to whatever they can, or whatever they want to. And then when they're in Ultimate, I'm going to aim for... I might just like go straight to Darkdramon from there. Or if not, if we still get like Dukemon or something, then I can go for Victory Greymon. It depends. We'll see. We'll just see how things go. So we got Speed Chip, Brains Chip. Let's do... I gotta go back and... So activate these. I don't want to use all of them either. I might just use like one of each. That'd be a good way to do it. So as I'm entering this, I'm going to try and enter these passwords and tell a story at the same time. But so I got to Carlos' house and now we're hanging out. I'm pressing the wrong button. He wanted to play Mario Kart, which I never really played. I didn't grow up with a Nintendo system. And he handed me an N64 controller, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And he was like, I probably didn't say it that way. I'm like, what the fuck is this? No. So I was like, what is this? And he was like, it's an N64 controller. And I was like, it's weird. Why are there 3 handles? And he was like, I don't know. We just accept it. Because we're just all a bunch of drones. No, I'm kidding. I was not doing as well as he was because I never played it. We were playing in like a donut ring, if that makes sense to anyone. It was like, it looked like a Bowser level because there was like a bunch of lava in the middle. It was like a circular stage. I think we had the balloons, so it was like the fight mode or whatever that is. And he kept kicking the shit out of me to the point where he eventually, and this is the most Carlos thing you've ever heard, and even in 2nd grade, he was still doing shit like this, which is, he hid behind a column, he turned the TV to picture-in-picture mode, and started watching Digimon in the he started watching Digimon on the big screen, not even the small screen, on the big screen, and then for the picture-in-picture mode, he let me still see the screen. So I could try and fight him, even though he was just not doing anything. And that's my friend Carlos in a nutshell. If you want to know his character, even early on. So then 3rd grade hit, and I didn't move, but the school districts changed, so they were like, "Hey, you don't go here anymore. Now you go here." So I had to go to a different school than Carlos. I wouldn't see him again until 7th grade. Yeah. So I went a few years without seeing Carlos, which is very strange to me. I should also mention that Carlos of this time did not wear glasses. He had normal vision. When I saw him in 7th grade, he now had glasses, and I remember it took getting used to that. And now I can't imagine him without glasses. So we were in the same homeroom, and like right off the bat he was like, "Oh, you're in here?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Weird." I was like, "Yeah." And it wasn't one of those things, like, we were both kind of awkward, so it wasn't one of those things where we got there and it's like, "Oh shit, it's my friend Carlos, my friend Nick," and we like instantly clicked together. We didn't. We were just sort of like, "Oh, hey, remember when we were friends?" And he was like, "Yep." And I was like, "Me too." And, and that was more or less the end of it. So, the reason we became friends again is that I think Carlos and I had homeroom together, and we had our special classes, so like music, art, home ec, and woodshop. And the 3 of those, so like they rotated every quarter. So for 7th grade, every like term we would do a different one of those classes. And we had music first, and music was with our homeroom teacher at the time, Mrs. Schwartz, Nadia Schwartz, if you want to Google her. She has a few images. She is very attractive, and I don't think we did anything, because we were kids. We were like in 7th grade, but I just remember both of us being like, both us and every other guy in the fucking school being like, "God damn, she's very attractive." and her being like, I can also sing. And we were like, damn. And she's talented. I think that's all of them. So we just like so it was like a small class. It was like 9 people. So we started talking to each other again because we didn't know there wasn't like anyone else in that class that was good. I'm sorry, that was good. We all got along with each other, but like when it comes to like joking or whatever, Carlos and I were the only ones who like had a similar sense of humor. It's hard to describe. Like we were friendly with everyone, but like Carlos and I were both attempting to be class clowns. So that's why we bonded so well. And I've said this before, but I think Carlos and I have known each other so long that I think we've molded each other's sense of humor, where it's like things that he found funny, I also started finding funny, and things that I found funny, he also found funny, etc. So we just sort of like not stole each other's, but like adopted each other's sense of humors. And so like I'm trying to think of the order. So we had music first. Then I think we had, I don't remember if computer was in 8th grade. I'm trying to remember how this went. And basically, so we had music, and then I think we had, it would have been home ec, so just like cooking. And then we had shop 3rd, I think. In shop class, Carlos and I were friends again by this point. We weren't like best friends. We weren't like hanging out all the time, or we weren't like inseparable. But we were hanging out where we were friendly again, and we were having a lot of fun with each other. And honestly, it was fun to hang out with someone like Carlos again, or hang out. By hang out, I mean like just be in the same class as. It made class a lot better. Oh, there are the speed chips. So I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. So we're in shop class, and I've told this story before. I'm going to tell it again. If you've heard it before, I'm sorry, but we were making little cars, like little Pinewood Derby cars, and we each had to like carve it out of like a block of wood, and the best ones, and then we would race them along like a fishing line, which sounds very weird, but it was just like to keep them on, because they could only go straight essentially. And we would race them. We put like a little motor in them, and whoever was the fastest won. And there was no reward, I don't think. There might have been something, but this kid in our class named Brendan went fucking ham on it. I mean, like, oh, excuse me? Excuse you? You think you're not eating when I tell you? How fucking dare you? We live in a society. So there's a kid in our class, Brendan. Brendan was a nice guy, but for this particular project, I don't know if he like had experience with carpentry, or if he just wanted to go fucking ham, but he did, and his car was like way like slimmer than ours. Like most of us just made like, we took the box, we made it aerodynamic. We carved like a hood, and we like carved some of the sides off and like made it look more like a car. He made it all intricate and like carved the middle out, so it was like completely like, it was very thin, like straw. I don't think there was straw. It was that thin in the middle of his car, because he was trying to make it as aerodynamic as possible. And I remember thinking like, what a fucking asshole. Even back then, I was like, even in 7th grade, I was like, what a dickhead. So like I was supposed to race up against him because we were paired off. We had like 9 kids, so it was like paired off, and then I don't remember who the final one got paired off with. And I remember, so like everyone raced, and it was me against Brendan. I don't know if I should say his real name, but I did. And I was just like, this motherfucking tryhard. But like, wouldn't it be funny if like I put a ruler at the end of the track and I put it in front of his? So like my line of thinking was that it would stop his car, and then I would be like, oh, looks like I won, you didn't pass the finish line. And then we'd all have a good joke. We'd meet up at the Winchester after for a pint. And or I thought it would like destroy the ruler, and it would be very fun to watch. And I was in 7th grade, so I was like, that'll be a cool thing to look at. But instead, we start the race. It gets to the end. Because his car is so thin, and it does get there before mine, which, what a fucking tryhard. Because it was so thin, his car explodes when it hits the ruler. It was like a cheap plastic ruler. Like, they both exploded. It broke through the ruler, and it also exploded into pieces everywhere. And I was just like... and I remember just thinking, like, looking at it, be like... It was one of those moments where you're like, oh, this got worse than it should have. This escalated much further than it needed to. And... the shop teacher, I think his name was Mr. Sabonis, took his glasses off, and he was normally like a pretty calm guy, and he was like, alright, who did it? And I forget what I think he said something like, if whoever did it doesn't come forward, then you're all gonna be in trouble. Ooh, I should buy these. I can't see because the fucking password thing is still in front of me. He was like, alright, if you don't come forward, if the person doesn't come forward, I'm giving everyone in class detention. So you have until next class to come forward. And immediately, like as soon as class was over, I stayed after and I was like, it was me. You don't have to punish the class for that. Like, I'll do shit, but I'll own up to it. But, so I was like, it was me. And he was like, alright, well, I gotta give you detention. I want a battle. Heard you beat Taichi and Sora. Want to try battling me too? Just so we're clear, I won't hold back like they did. I'll be waiting with Goblin at the Coliseum. Alright, well, Edgelord. Don't have to be like that. And he was like, alright, well, I gotta give you detention. It was like the first detention he'd like ever given, except for people who've just been like absolute dickheads. I felt like an absolute dickhead. And slowly, I started going and telling other people that I did it. Because I didn't want to like hide it. I didn't want to be like, what do you call it? I didn't want to like just tell him and then be done with it. So, I think first I told the other guy in the class, and he was like, "Man, that's fucked up." And then I told two of the girls, I think, and then I told Carlos. I was like, "Hey, I know this is really shitty, but you know, it's a thing that happened. I was the one who put the ruler in front of Brendan's car and broke it." And he was like, "Yeah, I know. I was across from you when you did it." And I was like, "Why didn't you say anything when I did it?" And he was like, "I mean, you're my friend. I'm not gonna tell on you. And I knew you'd do the right thing." And I was like, "Shit, is this dude my best friend for life right now?" And I remember he like really changed my eyes then, where I was like, "Damn, this dude really does have my back, even when he absolutely shouldn't." So, we've been friends ever since. I don't want to feed him because I feel like if I do, he's gonna lose the training bonus. So yeah, let's see, that was 7th grade. So then 8th grade I moved to a different town for about half the year. And then when I came back halfway through in 8th grade, and I remember walking through the halls and oh shit, and he was like, "Oh shit, it's you, you're back." And I was like, "Yep." I don't think we were in the same homeroom. I don't remember. We had like a class together, and I can't remember it. I don't remember much of Carlos in 8th grade. And then we get to high school. We have a couple classes together here and there. Carlos was mostly in better classes than me. Carlos, and this may shock you, was a very good student. And he would not want me to tell you that. But he was a really good student. Oh, this is the child fucking thing. I wonder if I can... How good are the child Digimon? I don't want to do this, but I might have to. Children unite! Alright. Fuck yeah. Obtain student cap. Kick the shit out of him. Alright, there's another one on the 10th or 20th floor. But yeah, so Carlos was a really good student, so we didn't have that many classes together. I don't think we really hung out again until like 11th grade, which is strange because we were still friends. Like if we had class together, we'd fucking yuck it up. But for whatever reason, it's not. Oh yeah, it is this one. Oh, it's child only one. Oh, so I gotta go back when I have a rookie. Okay. I should register there. Giarimont, but I can train him a little bit more, so I'm gonna do that first. But yeah, so I don't remember why. So I had other friends for that point, and around junior high, I ended up getting back in contact with him for, I don't remember how it happened, but he was like, yeah, we're friends, let's do it. And we started hanging out more. At the time, he was friends with our friend Pat, who you can see if you go back and watch the old Scott Pilgrim videos. And it was, and we talked about Pat occasionally, like you might have heard his name before. And then there was Sean. Now, he didn't like Sean, but was friends with him for some reason. It was very complicated, and it absolutely didn't need to be. They were both going after the same girl, which was a girl named Carrie. And if you're like, oh my god, Nick, is this the very same Carrie from The Ballad of Carrie, the two-part story in Carlos vs. Nick and Yu-Gi-Oh? Then yes, it is. The infamous Carrie. Also, if you want to know more about Carlos, absolutely watch those fucking videos. It is the two of us at our goddamn best. But yeah, like, I started hanging out with him, and I was like, Sean's a fucking dick. Why do you hang out with him? And he was like, oh, you know, because he's not that bad. And then, like, Sean would actively, like, try and sabotage him against Carrie, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you don't need this kind of betrayal in your life. And eventually, it culminated with, Carlos and Pat were hanging out. Oh, shit. Carlos and Pat were hanging out one day, and getting regular meat. Or they were hanging out with Sean one day, and Carlos has a rule, which I think everyone should in their car, which is he was trying to make sure, or I'm sorry, he had a rule that you had to wear your seatbelt when you were in his car, because he wanted everyone to be safe, and he didn't want anyone fucking around. And Sean, for whatever reason, there's some people who do this, and it's always driven me crazy. If you're the kind of person who, when you get into a car, you don't put a seatbelt on, you're a shithead. That's just base level, you're a shithead if you don't wear a seatbelt. It's a dangerous, like, several-ton vehicle, wear a fucking seatbelt. If you're then the type of person who, when someone tells you to put on a seatbelt, you say, no, I'm not going to put on a seatbelt, you're worse than a shithead. You're a dickhead. And I think, and Sean was the latter. He was the kind of person who would say, like, I'm not going to put on the seatbelt. What are you going to do, kick me out of the car? So Carlos kicked him out of the car, and, which I still think is so fucking funny. I wish I was in the car at that time. He kicked him out of the car, literally told Sean to walk home, and drove away. Part of this was because Sean was being a dickhead. Part of it was because Sean was being a dickhead outside of that, like, just in life. And it's still one of, like, the most ridiculous things Carlos has ever done. I can't believe he had the balls to do it. He must have had, like, a crazy rush when he managed to do that. So that was around the time where it was just like, once they kicked Sean out, then Pat, Carlos, and I hung out like a bunch. So that was junior year and senior year, and we hung out a lot. So by this point, Carlos and I were back to being best friends. So I talked about it. We used to be really good friends with this kid named Robbie. We tried to reconnect with him in about junior year of high school, but he had some issues. Nothing too bad. It was just I think he had some social issues. Like, he had a lot of social anxiety, so he had to be, like, in special classes and stuff. I know he was really big into World of Warcraft at one point too, but it was just like it just kind of became tough to have, like, a conversation with him, and I feel fucking awful about it. I wish I'd, like, try to reach out to him more, but I don't. I'm not a good enough person for that. He's not like he's dead or anything. It's just he's sort of like, he doesn't really interact on Facebook anymore, so I don't know what he does. But yeah, that was so if there was ever a villain origin story, it would be that. If you ever wanted, like, if Carlos and I started an anime movie version of our lives, it would be like, hey, you know how you've heard about Carlos and Nick all this time? Here's this third friend that they were just as good friends with, but you haven't seen until now. I know when it happens in anime movies, you're like, that wouldn't happen, but it does happen. It's real. So that happened, and then So yeah, when we were freshmen in college, Carlos moved away to New York because he was going to study in New York, and I was less happy with that because I was like, I'm losing my friends. This sucks. So this was the story. This was another story of sabotage. Sabotage. When so I wanted to go to New York and to visit my friend Carlos. He had a friend named Daniel who he had made friends with in college, and Daniel had come to visit. I thought he was an okay guy, a little bit like complainy, but I thought he was okay. And then so like I messaged Daniel on Facebook at the day after we hung out, or like that later that night, and I was like, hey, I want to plan a surprise trip to New York. Can you help me out? Or down the line, can you help me out? Also, Coromine is still here. Okay. And he was like, absolutely, I'm fucking ready for it. So like a couple months later, I bought my Amtrak ticket, or I had another friend in New York at the time, so they helped me like coordinate like the logistics. And then like I hung out with them first, and then I talked to Daniel, and I was like, okay, I'm ready. Can you help me out with this? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, okay, so this day, is Carlos going to be like home? Is he not going to have anything planned? And he's like, nope, nothing planned. And I was like, okay. So, I'm trying to like get this done. So like I'm messaging Daniel after I hang out with a friend. I'm like, hey, you know, I'm heading to the campus. Is there anything I need to do? And he's like, oh, we're still out in Manhattan. You know, I think his campus was in Queens. And he was like, oh, we're still out in Manhattan. You know, we'll be back soon. And I was like, well, how am I going to get in? I need to know someone to get in. He's like, oh, I told my friend, or I told our roommate EJ, and he'll let you in. I was like, okay, but that's kind of weird. I haven't met EJ. Kind of counting on you to be here to help me do this. I was also counting on Carlos just being home. So EJ comes down, signs me in right before the deadline, which is very lucky. We didn't know how lucky that was at the time, but it was very lucky. And he's like, oh yeah, you know, so you're a Carlos fan, that's pretty cool. And I started talking to him. I was like, yeah, I told Daniel I was gonna be here. I thought it was kind of weird that he's like, he even went to Manhattan. I think it's even weirder that he's still out there. And he was like, yeah, that is weird. And so Carlos shared a suite. So there was six, I think it was 2 rooms with two or three roommates per room. Oh, so it was, Carlos had a room that had 3 roommates, and then like, so he had a bunk bed and then like 1 separate bed, and then one of them had asthma, so he had his own room in the suite, and then the other 2 shared a room. 2 of his suite mates went home for the weekend, so only 4 of them were there. So Daniel, Carlos, EJ, and I think their friend Andrew. And they so I think they had another one of their friends home, but he left like later that day. So like I met EJ, and he was like, oh, nice to meet you and stuff like that. It's cool to meet you. And then I met Andrew, his other friend, who had a friend of his visiting. And then I met, I forget who his other roommate was, but I met another one. And then I met I met 4 of his roommates except Daniel, I think is what it came down to. And like, so I got there around, I think 8 was when they closed off the sign-ins. And when I got there, so I like barely got there at 8. And they started, so I was just like chilling with his like suite mates, which was kind of weird, kind of awkward. And like I kept telling him, like, yeah, I told Daniel, like, you know, a month in advance. I told him that I was coming today. And they were like, it's kind of fucked up that he's like still out there with Carlos, and like you told him so many hours ago that you're here. And I was like, I agree. And now so Carlos didn't get back until like fucking midnight. And honestly, I was a little fucking pissed off at this point. Like literally, this could have been a night where we could like spend time with each other and stuff like that. And because Daniel was like doing whatever the fuck he was doing, I don't know, like he treated it like it was a regular day. Like I guess he didn't think me coming from Massachusetts to surprise Carlos in New York was like that big of a deal. Or I don't know what chip he had on his shoulder, but they went to Manhattan. They went to Manhattan like every weekend, which is the part that bothered me. So I was like, dude, like, come on, this is a little bit special, and you're just kind of like, just like dicking around like it's nothing. And so like I was a little bit pissed off at that point. But then Carlos finally gets home, and I'm like standing in his room, so he goes to put his stuff away. His roommates are all like giggling because they know I'm waiting for him. And like he goes over, the first thing this motherfucker does is jumps in my arms. Literally jumps in my arms because we have the best romance. And then yeah, we hung out for a little bit that night. I think we got Domino's. I went to Manhattan with him again the next day. But this time Daniel didn't wake up enough, so it was me, Carlos, and EJ. I really got to know EJ. Cool dude, still friends with him on Facebook. He still occasionally likes my like really woke statuses. Like, you know, the mean or the bourgeoisie will rise. You know, the shitty liberal memes I post. Yeah. So got to know him, good dude. And spent time with Carlos, had fun in New York, and then I went home. But it was really interesting. It was just such a weird thing where it's like I tried to surprise him, and I tried to like, you know, have like a cool like plan, and it just did not work out. And I just remember thinking it's super awkward that Daniel was not on board with this. So like I haven't gone to New York since, and Carlos gets annoyed by that because he's like, come on, it was one bad time. He also still defends Daniel about this, where he's like, oh, you know, he just didn't want to like leave the city. I'm like, fuck that. Like, he was very clearly in the wrong. Even if he didn't do it maliciously, it was just so ignorant, where he was just like, oh yeah, I don't care, let's just, you know, we'll figure it out. So fuck Daniel. I don't want to see him again. He's also super pretentious. Daniel's the same person who says things like, oh, that game's not even good, and it'll be like, oh, did you play it? And he'll be like, no, but I watched a streamer play it. And then he'll be like, or he'll say stuff like Resident Evil 7 isn't even a good horror game. And they're like, oh, why do you think that? And he'll be like, because I didn't get scared when I watched someone play it. And it's like, what? That's not how that works. It's not how atmosphere works and stuff like that. So, and he also, this is a different thing. I don't really get mad when people say this, but he doesn't see why anyone should replay a game. Like, he just says, like, once he plays a game, he never goes back to it. Which, Carlos and I are chronic replayers, and most of the people on this channel are chronic replayers, because, to my knowledge, everyone who watches me plays through Digimon World 1 at least every 2 months, I think. So, I just assume you all just play it perpetually. So, that the idea of only playing a game once is super weird to me. Alright, I don't even know what to do for your stats, because you're already pretty powerful. I guess get your offense up. I don't know who he's going to turn into. I do want to save him. Or let's try this child battle. Actually, that sounds really bad. Don't take that out of context, please. I forgot I got a couple skills. I should try and learn more, but we'll see. I'm going to use spin attack. I'm going to use fire tower. Okay. Store. What else? So, that was freshman year. Carlos visited me a bunch of times since then. Like, to be fair to him, he visits me a lot more often. I'm trying to remember the first time we recorded a video together. I think the first video series we did was Dead Space 3. And I've been trying to get Carlos to record his own videos for like a really long time, and he just won't do it. And I think, but yeah, ever since then, Carlos has popped in a bunch of videos. He's very comfortable with it now. I want to fight you one more time. We'll see, Matt. You probably won't beat me this time either. Register, free battle. Okay. My precious trained Digimon. Here we go. But yeah, he, shit, I need more HP, more defense. Damn. A very good friend of mine. He's definitely a lifelong friend. It's hard to put into words why you're friends with someone. There's been a couple defining moments, but it's mostly because we're so goddamn similar. We have the exact same sense of humor at this point, because we've just like... How do I put this? If you've seen if you've seen Yu-Gi-Oh! The False Mountain Kingdom, when a duelist has a Digimon or has a monster, the monster has one color and then the duelist has another color. But the more you use that monster, the slowly the color will on both of them will change. So like if the duelist is red and the monster is blue, slowly but surely both of them will move to purple because they'll like adapt to each other. That's pretty much Carlos and I's sense of humor. It's just we just find the same dumb shit funny. I'm trying to think of what else. So yeah, my lifelong best friend. I'm excited to be the best man at his wedding. Oh, I was gonna say that if I do surprise him again, he's not gonna watch this. So if I do surprise him again, I'll definitely go through his current girlfriend, Juliana, who is I feel like she'd be much more like receptacle or receptible. Is that the right word for that? I feel like she'd be a lot more cool with it and a lot more helpful with it than Daniel was. I hate when they turn towards the camera like that. So I feel like I could get away with it, but I'm also still scarred from it. So who knows? I might just not even try. You know, like it might not even be worth it. So just gonna not even bother. I do want to go to New York again sometime, but now the other issue is that New York costs money. I don't know if you guys knew that. New York is an expensive place, and it's expensive to get to New York. So that's my main reason. He's always just like, oh, just take the bus. I'm like, fuck off. I'm not taking a goddamn bus. What is this? The fucking 50s? I don't need this in my life. Oh, he's still hungry. Good, because I'm going to give you stringy grass, because I keep forgetting I have it. Okay, I'll train a little bit more. I'm going to try and get some of his stats up above 200. Okay. So his HP and his offense are above 200 now. That's good. Defense is about to be up above that too. Bomb do max HP and speed. What does defense? I think it's brain. Oh, MP does this. Okay. Okay, so now defense is up above it too. Offense is already up there too. I'm gonna try and get everything above 2,000. That should be pretty helpful. Should probably get his speed up too. Okay, and then probably on his way out, or on his way to bed. I'm gonna quickly do this, and then instead of letting him go to sleep, or he can eat again. I'm trying to think of what else. Carlos and I have had a lot of adventures, but it's just like we've told those stories so many times. Carlos would be able to tell that better, to be honest. He would give you a better indication of exactly what it was like meeting me. I'd love to hear his side of that story, on like how he sees growing up with me. But that would require him to record his own goddamn video, which he has so much like fucking stage fright for some reason. Alright, I'm gonna beat him this time. Yeah! And wisdom fruit, peace fruit, and that's it. Fuck. Alright, let me register you just in case I need another child Digimon. For now, you'll be my child Digimon. Okay. I don't know what you need to Digivolve. I don't know who he's going to turn into. I think he turned into Birdmon last time. Oh. Growlmon actually got the fucking Digimon I was supposed to. Look at that. I'm so good at this game. Male. Right, what am I looking for? Skills. Alright, so you can still use those two. That's good. I haven't put any accessories on them. What am I doing? It's like I'm not even trying to play this game. Obviously, Takato goggles. Or the fucking afro. Oh my god, I forgot that was a thing. We'll do Takato goggles for now, because it's canon. You got the Vamda mask, which on top of goggles is amazing. Or Geogray horn. Do the Vamda mask for now, because it does not look like it should be on him. It looks like out of Metabots. The Renamon scarf. That actually looks pretty cool. Angel ribbon. See, the problem with the white accessories is that I feel like I always have white-bellied Digimon. So it never sticks out. Oh shit, hold on. Red cloak. Yes! Who could this Digimon be? It could be anyone. His identity is a secret. We'll never know. What do your stats look like? They didn't go up that much. I think it's because they were already so high. I guess I'm going to keep trying to train... Oh god, we're in an hour? Shit. I guess I'm going to keep trying to train... offense and defense. Try and get speed up to at least like 250. Brains I'll leave behind. And then, yeah, I'm just going to keep training them hard. I feel like I can get a really good Mega this time, and without actually, like, I don't know, I just feel like I got a good potential this time. I'm definitely going to use more of those training fruits. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, as always. I wanted to bring this up the other day, so I'm probably still going to put the January Patreon thing at the end of this, which doesn't make a lot of sense. The thing I wanted to point out with the Patreon outros is that I put whatever outro for whenever I record that month. So like, if I release the month in January, and you see the January Patreon, it means I recorded the video in January. If you see the video in March and it still is the January Patreon end cap, it means I recorded the video in January. So that, and sometimes I'll try and like talk about things that haven't happened yet. Like I think in part 1 of this, I talked about having Chrono Trigger recorded, and I was ready to like release that. And I did, and I was. And then when I went to edit it, I realized the audio recording was recording from my webcam microphone instead of my actual microphone. So sometimes shit happens, and, you know, I can't, sometimes I'm wrong. So if there's ever like an issue like that, where like, hey, you said this, bring it up to me, and I'll tell you why it hasn't happened, or something like that. Usually there's a good reason. Like, sometimes it's just, oh, I forgot, and I can flip a switch and fix things. So, thank you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Adios. Hey, what's up, guys? Just a quick shout out to the December 2018 Patreon subs, donators, whatever you want to call it, for tax reasons subs. Thank you to ErtRev and Stuff with Scoutfly for $1. Stuff with Scoutfly, brand new this month. My friend Justin from GameStop. You should check out his channel. Carlos Lopes with the $2. Fuck that guy. Azure with the 3. Thank you. Maz, Happy Lamp, Jack. I always forget Happy's full name. Maz, Happy, and Norm P with the $5. Thank you guys. Sir ENIAC and Connor Soverwall with the 10, and the man, and John, the man, the myth, the legend, Barnett with the 15. You guys rock. Thank you all so much. Literally going straight to my car insurance. So thank you. But yeah, so special announcement this month. Continuing, just for those who don't know, if you're a Patreon sub, you get to watch videos early, unless I put it straight out. So right now, I don't have concrete numbers on what's already out. But there'll probably be a few Let's Go EVs, a few Tag Force parts, a few just miscellaneous videos and stuff like that. So just videos I gotta start going down my list and doing. But the biggest announcement by far is, starting this month, I'm going to be doing Let's Play Digimon World Redigitize Season 2. And you're like, oh, Nick, you've already played that. No shit, that's why I said Season 2. Fucking keep up, let's go. So, what it is just me Let's Playing Digimon World Redigitize. It's been a few years since I've played it. And I'm going to release one part every Friday. So the first one is like January 3rd or 4th, whatever the fuck. I didn't check the date. I don't know. It's not the first. I know that much. And then, you know, every Friday. But if you're a Patreon sub, you can watch all of them immediately. And I know right now there's at least 3 or 4. So you can go into that. And you may be thinking like, oh, cool. I mean, you're playing Digimon again. What's so special about it? I will tell you what's so special about it. I'm going back to form. When I started this channel, when I started doing videos, I would basically play a game in the background, usually Digimon, and just shoot the fucking shit. I wouldn't talk about anything. Like, nothing specific. And I kind of strayed away from that for a couple of reasons. My life got real fucking depressing, and I didn't want to, like, condemn you. I didn't want to, like, bring you guys down. And I don't know. It's harder to do that, to be honest. It's harder to just be like, here's some interesting stories. It's easier to just be like, oh, here's this thing that's going on in the game and talking about the game. I'm not saying the other videos are bad, but if you're like, man, I kind of feel like Nick has kind of shifted away a little bit, or, you know, I kind of like the old Digimon videos better, this is probably why. So I'm going to try and do this. I'm going to do this with Digimon Redigitize for at least a little bit. I talk about it more in the first video. I'm going to do it for a good amount, and then when Digimon Survive comes out, I'll switch over to that. And then when that's over, I'll switch back to this. And then after that, maybe I'll play another Digimon game. Maybe I'll play a game like Okami or Paper Mario. Because my favorite games don't get enough love on this channel, which is fucked up. This is my channel. Why the fuck don't you guys like the games I like? So yeah, this Patreon outro is a little bit long, but this is also my new way of putting like general announcements. So, come on Patreon sub, watch that shit early right now. And if you're like, I don't know, maybe it won't be that good, watch part 1. It comes out early January. And if you're like, Nick, you use this outro for the entire month, so I'm watching this on like January 20th, then great, you got at least like 2 or 3 videos. Fucking watch those, and then you can watch even more, and so on and so forth. Stop bothering me. Also, I got new posters, but that's it. Thank you guys, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you very much again. You guys are amazing.